Well, here I am with Camille Harris in the Learning Garden in front of the pond. So don't be surprised if you see any frogs jumping up behind Camille during our interview.
And turtles. Can I give you a gift?
Oh, sure.
This was straight out of the garden. This is arugula that is what we call bolting, but if you taste it, it tastes just like arugula. It's the flowers.
Beautiful.
So
thank you. I
it's
love
one of the many
arugula.
little treasures we have here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm learning already here in the Learning Garden.
That's right.
Camille, I know that you have a special interest in community acupuncture. You tell us exactly what is community acupuncture?
Yes, I can. Community acupuncture is a branch or a form of acupuncture that allows people to share a space, and it makes it more affordable. It's for the cash-paying health consumer.
Okay.
So what we usually do is, somebody who is underinsured or not insured, they can come in, and we work on a sliding scale from $20 to $40. And usually there's always a question about how do I decide what to pay. We usually tell people usually the treatments go from 3 to 8 treatments, usually once a week or twice a week. And if you're only coming for a couple treatments, you take the higher end of the scale. If you need to come long term, you take the lower end of the scale, or whatever you can afford. But it allows the consumer to pull out of their pocket cash and pay for their treatment.
Okay.
And what it sounds like, well, how can the practitioner make money at it? Most people, that's the question that I get most often. And how it works is that you have a big community space, almost like somebody's living room or a yoga space. And you take either recliners or zero gravity chairs, and you have at least 4 to 6 chairs. So once you've intaked the patient in a private setting, and you understand, you give them their treatment protocols and how long they're going to be seen with you, and counsel them. Then you take them out into the community space, set them in the chair, comfortably. They recline. Then you put the needles in, and you let them rest together, as we say. It's almost like a synergy that happens, and it's cost effective for the practitioner, and it's cost effective for the patient that can only pay cash for their health care. So,
Great.
Yeah.
How did you actually get interested in providing community acupuncture?
I got interested in community acupuncture. I graduated in '99, and I started practicing in 2000, and I did one-on-one care. So in order to make that cost effective for me, I had one room, and the person was in there for an hour, and I had to charge $90 an hour. And I had a friend who had twisted her ankle, and she was seeing a physical therapist, and her physical therapy insurance ran out. She only had, I think, maybe 9 treatments, but she was still in pain. And I said, well, come to me, I'll treat you. And I realized she needed to be treated every week. She couldn't afford $90 a treatment. And I had heard about community acupuncture through a couple friends that were working with it on Abbott Kinney. And I started looking at it. I thought, this is a great model. I said, here's something where she could afford $20, $25, $30 a treatment, and she could be out of pain. We could help her heal quicker. So that's how I got involved in it. And I found as more and more people I treated, if they were able to come in once a week, they took more interest and were more vested in their health. So instead of seeing me once a month at $90 a month, they were seeing me once a week for $20, $25 a week.
I'm sure getting better results, of course.
Most definitely better results. Yeah.
So what type of conditions do you think are the most suited to coming in for? Is it more pain conditions, or what do you see mostly for?
Yeah, great question. Because I get this question a lot as well. So there is a limitation to community acupuncture. Community acupuncture works really well for pain, for insomnia, for anxiety or depression. Obviously, if somebody has a serious illness, they should be seeing an acupuncturist or a medical professional regularly. I'm not saying that community acupuncture is the end-all be-all, but it's almost like an urgent care, or for the garden variety of ailments.
Sure, like a place for people to go to, the first stop
to
get going, and then you could refer to someone else if they need more care.
Most definitely. Like
Right.
I had a patient that had diabetes they came in for pain, but their diabetes wasn't under control, and I told them they need to see their medical doctor.
Right. So Camille,
Yeah.
given the climate, especially in America, where a lot of people are losing insurance, the economic times are challenging, insurances aren't covering what they used to, and people are certainly seeking health care, and it seems like that this community acupuncture model is really, really a wonderful idea, and it'd be great if more and more people could know about it. Now, I know in another conversation you mentioned to me that you had an idea about something called a chi bus.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that a way to bring even more aspects of acupuncture to the underserved or to those who
Yes.
might not have access to it?
Yeah. When I started doing research for into community acupuncture, what I realized was that there were small community acupuncture centers around LA, but they weren't serving the underserved populations. The statistics show that a higher number of uninsured patients there's 45 million in America under the income level, household income level of $50,000 that don't have insurance, so they're not getting basic health care. So when I looked at that and then looked at where these community acupuncture centers were placed, they were placed in they weren't in affluent neighborhoods, but they were in incomes that were above $50,000. So I was sitting in a cafe one time and started writing in this little book, and I drew this little bus, and the word chi bus came to me. Okay, so the idea is to design a bus that has normally, we went out to a manufacturer and checked it out, and we can have at least 6 beds in there. Same thing if you were to draw blood. And we could offer the same price. It's cost effective. And we could go to different sites, and have an 8-week, our goal, our model is that 8 weeks, if somebody comes 8 weeks for a treatment, they can actually turn their health around. Now, somebody asked me a question, well, acupuncture is only a small part of Chinese medicine. I said, you're right. I said, the part that we want to start focusing on is the education part. And that's the part that we think is going to be more viable. So going out and treating people for pain or insomnia or anxiety, we're also going to set up tents within the area and have little workshops on what we call the 3 pillars of health in Chinese medicine, which is making sure people are moving. That could be Qigong, Tai Chi, that's within the realm of Chinese medicine, or yoga, or, just bring movement to people. Meditation, which is stillness. It doesn't have to be sitting on a pillow. It could just be chanting or breathing, but some type of stillness.
Or sitting in a garden, like the learning garden.
Exactly, or sitting in the learning garden, right, exactly. But just finding those moments of stillness. That's yin and yang. Movement is the yang,
Right.
stillness is the yin. And then the other part we want to do, which is probably the most challenging, is the seasonal nutrition. And all that means is just eating closer to nature. So we're not trying to push anything down anybody's throats with regards to what they have to eat or what they don't have to eat, but it's just coming back to the garden, what's growing naturally in this season.
Right. So you're looking to inspire people to make better choices by bringing that information and wisdom to people who might not have access to that otherwise.
Exactly. Yes.
What a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a nonprofit set up for this? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the name of it?
The nonprofit is One World Health Project.
Okay.
Yeah, and anybody that's interested in finding out what we're doing, it can go to owhp.org.
Great.
It's
owhp.org. Okay.
Yeah, and then find out what we're doing. We also, along with the Chi Bus, we also go into schools. We've spoke at a few elementary schools to 5th graders about these 3 pillars of health. And trying to, it's more preventative, getting them excited about, kind of a new way of connecting to nature.
Right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I hope a lot of our viewers will go to your website and maybe they want to participate or help out. I know you've gotten me excited. I want to help you. I'm going to go to your website and learn more and contact you and see how I can offer my services and, see what's available.
Great.